When a man is trying to get his ex-woman back, he may receive what are called breadcrumbs from her. Breadcrumbs are essentially any messages, calls, or contact from your ex where she doesn't ask to give the relationship another chance. So she might contact her ex-man and say hey via text. She might say, hey, how you doing? She might ask him a question about something random. She might say, hey, I left some things at your place, can I pick them up? She might click like on something on social media and so on. So what do those breadcrumbs mean when you're trying to get an ex back? The answer is that it depends. Sometimes a woman is giving breadcrumbs to her ex-man because she wants to mess with his head. She wants to string him along and keep him interested while she looks for another guy. Or she wants to say, hey, how you doing? And see that he's willing to text back and forth with her and show interest in her as a person so she can feel good about herself. Other times, a woman is doing it because she actually wants her ex-guy back, but she wants him to take the lead. You see, women always breadcrumb, whether you're picking them up for the first time or you're trying to get them back after a breakup. It's kind of like when women go out to bars and nightclubs and they've dressed themselves up to look pretty. They will stand around in groups and they'll look at guys from time to time and they hope that a guy has the balls to come over and start a conversation. She gives him that breadcrumb by showing a little bit of interest. It's just the way that women are. Now, in terms of getting an ex-woman back, sometimes a woman is hoping to get her man back, but she doesn't want to seem too desperate. Right? She doesn't want to show too much interest. She doesn't want to make it seem like she wants him back 100% because she's worried that he might reject her. When she broke up with him, she was in the position of power. Right? She got away from the relationship without feeling the pain of being rejected. Right? She didn't get dumped. He got dumped. So he had to deal with that pain. And if you've ever been dumped by a woman that you really love, you know that it doesn't feel very nice at all. So in some cases, a woman will try to avoid that type of pain by only giving breadcrumbs, only giving subtle signs of interest in the hope that her ex-guy has the balls to face up to a potential rejection from her or a potential acceptance from her where she opens back up to talking to him, meeting up with him, hooking up, and getting the relationship back together. Before I continue, I want to share the number one mistake that guys make when they get breadcrumbs from their ex-woman. Pretty much every time I've seen a case where a woman is giving a guy breadcrumbs and he texts back and forth with her, what does he do? He asks her out via text. He asks for another chance via text. He asks to meet up via text. He doesn't get her on a phone call to joke around with her and create a more easygoing vibe between himself and her before suggesting catching up. The thing is, when a woman shows some interest via breadcrumb texts, phone calls, or in-person conversations, you have to use that as an opportunity to spark her feelings of respect and sexual attraction for you. You've got to make her feel attracted to you again rather than just talking to her like a friend or making the classic mistake of going straight for the kill and asking for a relationship or to meet up before you've even sparked her respect and attraction for you again. So the number one breadcrumb mistake that guys make is asking for either a relationship via text or they ask to meet up via text. It's just the worst possible approach that you could take. The same thing applies when a guy meets a woman for the first time and he gets her number, he then texts her and tries to ask her out on a date. You've got to have the balls to get on the phone. As the man, you have to be the strong one and guide her back into a relationship with you. You've got to be the strong one who makes it happen, rather than expecting her to do everything for you or to make it really clear that she wants you back or to call you up and say, I miss you, let's meet up. You've got to be the stronger one. See, I don't know about you, but personally, I've looked through thousands of online forum posts and I look at what women are saying when they're trying to get their ex back and I look at what men are saying. And it's actually quite sad to see sometimes where a woman is hoping to get her ex-guy back, but he's not picking up on her subtle signs. Then you see forum posts by guys saying, oh, my ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, she contacted me saying, hey, how you doing? If she doesn't want me back, why she contact me at all? I should just, block her on everything. Why is she trying to mess with me like this? And he's really upset at how she is going about the X-back process, not understanding that generally speaking, women don't like to be the ones taking the lead. Especially in X-back cases, right? Most women don't want to have to be the more emotionally courageous one to follow through and get a guy back. Now, some guys may think, well, screw her then. If she's not willing to call me and ask me to meet up with her and ask me to give the relationship another chance, then I don't want anything to do with her. Well, if that's your approach, no problem. Go ahead with that. Go ahead, meet other women, move on without her, and just screw her, stuff her. Yet, if you're the sort of guy who actually wants to get your woman back, you have to be more courageous than that. You have to be the one who is strong enough to take the lead, get her on a phone call, get her to meet up with you, and get the relationship back together. Now, when I've helped guys to get their woman back, and I've heard about these breadcrumb situations, I often find that the guy makes a classic mistake of not using the breadcrumb as an opportunity to spark attraction with her and actually get her back. For example, some of the screen caps of text message conversations that I've seen where guys are trying to get their ex back usually include the woman asking something random or talking about something random, and then the guy entertaining that, right? He starts talking to her about that topic of conversation. He starts expanding on that topic of conversation and answering all of her questions and looking really keen and interested about that. He talks to her as though they're pretty much just friends and there's no spark between them. And texts go back and forth for minutes or sometimes hours and even days at times, and then the woman goes cold. He then feels hurt by that and wonders why she is doing that to him. Why does she breadcrumb him like that? Why does she pull him back in only to then push him away and reject him again? Well, she didn't actually reject him. What happened is that he made the classic mistake of texting back and forth too much without actually getting to a phone call and getting her to meet up with him. In some of the examples that I've seen, a guy has texted his woman saying, hey, we shouldn't be talking about this via text. Can we get on a phone call? And then the woman says no, right? He's asking her. He's basically saying, we shouldn't be doing this via text. Can we get on a phone call? He's asking her for permission. That's not how you do it. You just call her. If you're texting back and forth with her, you just call her up. And if she doesn't answer, you just LOL. And you add in, oh, I forgot that you're a shy girl. Something along those lines. Make it her problem, right? She's the shy one. She's the one who's reluctant to get on a call because she's worried that she might have feelings for you. You've got to be in that power position where you have the confidence to mess with her like that, in a playful way. Alternatively, rather than just calling when you're texting back and forth with her, you might say, enough of this texting, I'll give you a call in a minute. And if she doesn't answer, just don't text her anymore for that night or that day. Then, if she texts you back the next day, just say, LOL, not more of this texting stuff, and then give her a call. So for the guys who actually want to get their ex-woman back, what I want you to understand is this. You need to use breadcrumbs as an opportunity to create a spark of attraction inside of her. Then you need to go through the X-back process. Don't get stuck texting back and forth with her. Don't overanalyze what she's texting you. What does that mean? She said this, and then she had an exclamation mark, and she didn't put a smiley that time, and she put a smiley this time, and she said this word and that word. What could it mean? Don't worry about that stuff. Don't worry about what the woman is doing, right? Always focus on what you are doing because you are the man. You're the one leading the dynamic. The same principle applies when you're picking up women, when you're on a date with a woman, when you're in a relationship with a woman, and when you're getting a woman back after a breakup. Don't focus on what the woman is doing. Don't overanalyze what the woman is doing. Just focus on what you are doing. Make her feel respect and attraction for you and guide her through the process. You are the man. You are the one who is in control of the dynamic. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful for you, and if you need more help to get your ex-woman back, I recommend that you watch my program, Get Your Ex Back Super System. When you watch the program, you will learn exactly what to say and do to get her back. You will learn the 7-step process that you need to follow to successfully get a woman back. Don't get stuck at step 1 or step 2 and overthink things and overanalyze what she's saying or doing. Go through the process and you will get her back. It's very easy to do. One final point that I'm going to make in this video is that every woman is different, right? Some women, when they breadcrumb a guy, they are doing it to mess with him. Some women are doing it because they want a guy back. Some women are doing it because they're bored. Yet, all of that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of woman she is. What matters is what you are doing, because you are the man. As a man, you don't wait for women to lead you, right? You are the one who calls the shots. You are the one with the balls, right? You are the one who makes things happen. You are the one who remains strong when a woman is testing you by being difficult. If you can do that, women respect you, right? They respect your masculinity. They respect your confidence. And when that happens, a woman's guard comes down. It's very easy to do. It's easy to be a man that a woman can look up to and respect. It all comes down to how you think, how you talk, how you behave, and how you react to her. If you react to her with confidence and assertiveness and lighthearted attitude, and you don't get insecure and feel awkward when she does things, then she's going to respect you. However, if she gives you breadcrumbs, for example, and you are way too nice to her via text and you're answering all of her questions, you're being extra courteous to her, and you become insecure when she tests you, then she's not going to respect you. Yet if she still has a place for you in her heart and she hasn't fully closed off to you, then the reality is that she's waiting for you to change how she's approaching you, right? How she's reacting to you. She's waiting for you to make a change in how you're talking to her, how you're interacting with her, so she can then be a different woman. She can be the woman who respects you. She can be the woman who's attracted to you. She can be the woman who says yes when you want to catch up with her. She can be the woman who comes over and gives you a hug at a meetup when you say, "Come here, bring it in for a hug." She can be the woman who sits next to you when you're catching up. She can be that woman who looks up to you and respects you and feels attracted to you and is open to the idea of getting back with you. All it usually takes is a spark of respect and attraction, and a woman becomes open to going through the process with you. You've just got to be confident enough to go through that process. You've got to know what you're going to do at each step. It's not just about calling your woman up and hoping that everything goes well, or meeting up with her and hoping that you get back together. You've got to know how to make her feel respect for you on the phone. You've got to know how to make her feel attracted to you in person, right? You've got to know how to do these things. So if your ex is giving you breadcrumbs at the moment, don't overthink it. Don't think badly of her for doing it. Just know that it's an opportunity for you to create a spark of respect and attraction with her, right? You can use the breadcrumbs as an opportunity to interact with her and let her see that you behave differently now. You talk to her differently now. She feels different when she interacts with you. She feels attracted. She feels respect. She feels drawn to you. That is what counts when getting a woman back. When you're making her feel that way, her guard comes down and you can then guide her through the ex-back process.